So you're tuning into the deep dive, right? Because you want that deep knowledge.
Yeah, without getting totally swamped by info.
Exactly. You want those aha moments, quick and clear. We dig it.
And today, we're jumping into something I find really fascinating. Earthy green palettes.
For interior design, it's all about that feel.
Absolutely. How color shapes a space.
They've got this piece from BrandCanvasStudio, Color Palette Serene Moss Green Room.
Sounds promising.
Yeah, and our mission really is to pull out the key stuff. Like, how do these specific greens create an atmosphere?
Not just any greens, but these 6. There's a system here. You know?
Totally. Okay, let's list them out. We've got soft moss green.
Hashtag A8C29A.
Muted olive. Hashtag 7A8C59.
Yep.
Deep forest green. Hashtag 4B5D47. Sage moss. Hashtag B0B99D. Mossy gray. Hashtag 6E6C54. And rich fern green. Hashtag 5F6F56. Quite the lineup.
It really is. Covers a good range.
So let's dive in. Soft moss green, hashtag A8C29A. The source calls it subtle, fresh, tranquil. What makes it feel like that?
Well, look at it. It's light. It's not too intense color-wise. That gives it that airy, calm sort of feeling.
Right.
And they talk about it as a primary wall color, which is interesting. Imagine that everywhere.
Yeah, you can almost feel it. And connecting to the outdoors, pairing with wood, stone, that makes sense. Why does that work so well psychologically?
Well, that gets into biophilic design. It's this idea, basically, that we're kind of wired to connect with nature.
Okay.
So bringing in those natural colors, those textures, the soft green, the wood grain, it genuinely calms us down. It's like tapping into something deep.
That's a brilliant way to put it. So living rooms, bedrooms, meditation spots makes perfect sense for creating serenity.
Definitely.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Muted olive, hashtag 7A8C59. Grounded, earthy, warm. How's it getting that warmth?
It's those undertones, you see.
Yeah.
Yellows, the browns mixed in there. It's not like a cool bluish green.
Gotcha.
That gives it that substantial sort of comforting feel. And using it as an accent, like pillows or maybe a rug.
Smart. Not too much.
Exactly. Just a touch of that earthiness without taking over the whole room.
And the source mentions it balances cooler shades.
Yeah.
So if a room feels a bit chilly...
This could be the perfect fix. It acts like a bridge, warms things up.
Right.
And pairing it with wood gives you that rustic feel, maybe.
Huh.
Or with metal for something more, I don't know, modern industrial. It's versatile.
So it really adapts, creates that cozy, inviting space either way.
Whether it's a big feature or just those little touches.
All right, moving on. Deep forest green, hashtag 4B5, D47. Okay, this sounds heavier, depth, richness.
Yeah, you can tell just by looking. It's much darker, much more saturated than that soft moss green we started with.
Right.
That automatically gives it weight, intensity. So using it for an accent wall or like a big statement sofa.
Creates a real anchor in the room, a focal point.
Spot on.
Yep.
And that image of a dense forest, it really nails it. Add sophistication.
And they say pair it with lighter greens, like the soft moss or sage moss. Why does that contrast work so well?
It's about visual energy, really. The deep green next to a pale green, it makes both colors pop. Prevents everything looking flat. Think about layers in nature, dark shadows, bright leaves. It mimics that.
Adds that sophistication, but still feels tranquil because it's natural.
Exactly. It's a clever balance.
Okay, next. Sage moss, hashtag B0B99D. Described as soft, muted, gentle, but impactful. How can it be both?
Well, the impact comes from using it over larger areas, I think. It's muted, yes, not shouting at you.
Right.
But put it on all the walls or use it for bedding, like they suggest, and its presence is definitely felt. It sets a clear, calming mood without being overwhelming.
So it's ideal if you want that natural vibe, but maybe you're a bit cautious about stronger colors?
Precisely. It's very approachable, and pairing it with wood keeps it earthy. But adding metallic accents like brass or maybe chrome, that gives it a modern twist.
Ooh, interesting. So you get that contrast between the matte green and the shiny metal.
Yeah, it bridges that natural modern gap really nicely.
Cool. Now, mossy gray, hashtag 6A6E54. A neutral but with green in it. What's its job in this palette?
It's the peacemaker, maybe. It's cool toned, so it balances the warmer greens.
Okay.
And because it is neutral, it lets the other more obvious greens stand out. It provides balance, harmony.
Like a visual breather?
Sort of, yeah. But it's not a cold gray. It still has that hint of green, that mossy feel, so it connects back to the whole nature theme.
So it grounds everything, stops it feeling too green, maybe?
Exactly. It provides that stable base, that sort of quiet sophistication, lets the other colors shine while keeping things calm.
Clever. Okay, last one. Rich fern green. Hashtag 5F6, F56. This sounds energetic. Vibrancy, vitality.
It is. It's got more life to it, but the trick is how you use it.
Small doses.
That's what the source suggests, and I agree. Cushions, vases, little decorative bits, just a pop of energy.
Like a little exclamation point in the room.
Perfect way to put it. It adds that spark without disrupting the overall calm, earthy vibe.
And it adds contrast when used with the other shades.
Definitely. Imagine that rich fern green against the soft sage moss. It creates instant visual interest, adds depth, stops things being too samey.
Got it. Okay, so bringing it all together, the advice is start light for big areas.
Yeah, soft moss or sage moss for walls, maybe big rugs. Create that peaceful backdrop first.
Makes sense. Build the foundation.
Then layer in the deeper greens, deep forest, rich fern for those focal points, an accent chair, some artwork.
Creates that hierarchy, draws the eye.
Right? And then use the neutrals, muted olive, mossy gray, to tie it all together.
Furniture, textiles, the connectors.
They really are. They make sure it feels like one cohesive, thought-out space, not just random patches of green.
So when you use them all thoughtfully, the result is, well, what the source says, calm, relaxation connected to nature.
Exactly. It turns a room into a retreat, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whether it's your living room, bedroom, even an office.
It really sounds like it.
Yeah.
Creating a space that's stylish, sure, but also feels grounded and genuinely restorative.
That's the power of a well-chosen palette, especially one like this that taps into that biophilic connection.
Okay, so we've really explored this earthy green world today. Broken down these 6 specific shades.
Yeah, it's amazing how much nuance there is, even within one color family.
And how they work together to create this serene, grounded, yet still vibrant feeling.
Yeah, balance is key. Calm but alive. Earthy but sophisticated.
Absolutely. So the final thought for you listening, which of these greens really clicks with you? Is it the soft tranquility of sage moss? Or maybe the depth of deep forest green?
Yeah, think about it. How could you bring just a touch, or maybe more, of that specific green energy into your own space?
To foster that calm, that connection to nature we've been talking about, it's more than just paint, isn't it?
It really is. It's about crafting an environment that nurtures you. Something to definitely ponder.